Good morning, neighbors. Recently in a video, I mentioned the 9 noble virtues, and a lot of you had questions. Why I didn't agree with them, that they're based in fascism, and how it's an entryway into the alt-right pipeline that we need to plug. Let me preface this with, this is only my opinion. I am allowed to walk and practice in this faith however I choose, and so are you. I judge people by the content of their character. But if you're wearing or using the symbols of an enemy, no grith shall be had. Frith and grith are a video for another day. But whether you are Norse pagan or not, there will be many takeaways from this that might aid you in identifying problems. And I don't know about you, but I don't like problems in my neighborhood. Now then, the 9 noble virtues were written by the Odinic Rite, and they will be listed at the bottom of this slide. I am not saying there is anything wrong with those 9 traits. It reminds me of the Boy Scout motto in a way. But I read them as like their 9 commandments. Now then, these traits can be found in many areas of the Havamal and the sagas. In my opinion, it's an attempt to put it in a box. A box of the Christian business model. It is heavily ingrained in American society and all over the world. And in my opinion, it's usually because certain people who lead these groups are only in it for power. Control. But we'll get into that in a minute. I've always viewed the Havamal and the sagas as a ethical guideline, not commandments. So we covered the authors of the 9 noble virtues. Now we're going to move on to where it got its most grasp in our society. Next, we're going to talk about the AFA, the Asatru Folk Assembly. They genuinely seem like good people. Real ward cleaver types. Some of them work in their communities helping charities. And they seem like kind, genuine people. And usually this is how a conversation begins.
Is one of the hallmarks of the European folk.
And that word European, it can be used as a dog whistle. However, not one that deserves condemnation. They could just be a European. But often in this religion circles, you might hear that term often as well, folk, or folkish. In my opinion, it's that creepy stranger danger feeling you get when someone begins to talk like this that you thought was a normal, average, good person.
I don't need to apologize for being white or for having a special love for my race. Point number 4. I will defend my race. We white people face numerous threats to our future. Our numbers are shrinking in almost every location on Earth. Europe, our homeland, the place that gave us birth, will be majority non-white within a couple of decades unless, as I intend, we can change that situation.
That's Stephen McNallen. Seems pleasant enough, doesn't he? Like a grandfather that might give you life advice while you're on a fishing trip. And yeah, Grandpa has critical race theory to teach you. They blend right in and they seem nice enough until you realize. That's part of the grift. We have the freedom of religion, but often that's exploited by those that seek power. That's not a church. It's odd, isn't it, that they're turning a blind eye to this whole race thing? That history and archaeology have proven that the Norse married other cultures and races, settled in different areas of the world and implemented into those societies. They conveniently leave that out, though, because they're focusing on a certain time period. Allow me to demonstrate, and you may see a symbol that I circled earlier in this video.
Can commune with us. We gather in a circle like our ancestors always have.
Did you see it? That is the Black Sun, or Sonorad. Our ancestors nor any aspect of this faith use that symbol. In my opinion, it's the symbol of my enemy. The Norse did use sun wheels. Sometimes they set some on fire at Yule and put it down a hill to welcome the sun. Never that one. Never with 12 spokes. Never with 12 spokes that are in the form of sigrunes. No, that was invented far later after the Viking Age. So when they say European, it's slang for Aryan. So in my opinion, they are using World War II Thule Society propaganda and boxing it up as the neighbor next door you might see at church. It should be noted that they are not accelerationists. Actually, they condemn them. They're very PTA, backyard barbecue and book burning, closet racist and anti-Semite. Many younger people come into this. They then grow disenfranchised and ironically fall into that accelerationism. A third degree of twisting the actual faith, history, and science, their narrative. And this is why the Sonoran can also be seen in accelerationist circles. Not all groups are bad. But if I get a whiff of this kind of manipulation, even if I don't see the black sun, well, I view their leadership often as a type of New Age Billy Graham. All groups have problems. But if they can't accept everybody, especially in the United States where we have a freedom of religion, we can't be friends. You will not see frith from me. And this is how I walk the path alone. Before I go, I want to give you a little test that I often give people. After pleasantries begin, I will ask them what their thoughts are on the gods being mixed. That Loki was multi-gendered. And then I asked them about their thoughts on the fact that the Norse married and interbred with the Sami people. The French, Scotland, Ireland, England, and everywhere else they went in their journeys. Their answers could help you determine if you've got somebody folkish on your hands. We have a lot of new people coming in, and I don't want them to make missteps. This is often one of them. Our enemy from World War II was never wiped off the map. It just got a rebrand. So be careful out there in the neighborhood, and I'll see you next time. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.